Okay, so this is just a quick run through of our ArtemisLite program and the key functionality. And this is the start game section of this. So when you run the program, you'll receive a welcome message and ask if you would like to continue. This will only accept a Y or an N. Anything else will bring you straight back. If you type in N, it'll give you a goodbye message and end the program. So when you type in Y, it'll bring you straight to the number of players. This will only accept a number within the range given, so 2 or 4. Let's go 3. The names can't be too short, can't be too long, can't be numbers, and they cannot be duplicates as seen here. Next to last, if you want to see the mission brief, this is just a bit of a plot towards the game itself in this delayed style. Then the game rules. This is set up in a do while, so it lets you cycle through each one until you hit number 8, and then it'll bring you to the game itself. Next up is the player turn section. Once you get past the game rules, it'll tell you whose turn it currently is and give you all the options that you're able to make while it's your turn. If you press 1, the situation report tells you how much money each current player has and where each player is on the board, as well as a tally of the fully optimized system, just to keep you on track of where you are in the game. If you roll and move, it'll tell you the result of the dice roll, as well as where you move from and where you move to. If you choose to buy it, and it'll tell you if it's vacant or not. If you choose yes, it'll tell you that this player has acquired this element for how much and show a balance update. If you choose to end your turn, it'll tell you your turn is ending and then show the next player's turn. Okay, so this is just to demonstrate the reimbursement of resources, or the rent feature of the game. If a player lands on an element that's owned by another player, it'll let them know and it'll tell them that they owe a reimbursement. This amount will increase based on the level of development that that particular element is at. If the player who owns the square wishes to accept it, it'll show the updated balances. And if the player who is owed rent chooses no, it'll say teamwork at its finest and bring you back. Okay, so just demonstrating the buying another element from a different player. So once you land on someone else's square and you get past the rent section, and if you choose to buy it, it'll tell you that it's owned by this player, and it'll ask that player if they want to sell it. If the player says yes, then it'll tell you all the information, like the new balances, and that it was added to Rory's list and removed from John's list. If you go to display current things, you can see that the element is there, and if you go to there, you can see that the element is no longer in there. Okay, just to demonstrate that if a player lands on a square that they currently own and they try to buy it, it'll let them know that they currently own this. Okay, just to demonstrate that when a player lands on either the square number 1, living quarters, or the space quiz, just if they try to buy it, the system will tell them that this element cannot be owned. Okay, this is going to demonstrate what happens when the player lands on the free space, and we've called it a space quiz, and we asked them a NASA themed question. If they get the answer right, they get 200 points and they're allowed to roll again. If they get the answer wrong, they aren't allowed to roll again, so they essentially have to end their turn. If the player passes the very first square that they start on, we've called it living quarters, they get 200 lunar credits added to their balance, and it shows the updated balance. Shows that they've moved. Okay, this is just to demonstrate the upgrade elements section. If you don't have any elements purchased and you have 4, it'll let you know there's no elements to upgrade. If you do have some elements to upgrade, it'll let you upgrade them, tell you how much each upgrade costs, so what level, the increment per level, and show you your balance. Each one has to be upgraded 3 times each before you can optimize the system. Once each element of a system is fully upgraded, you can hit 7 to optimize the system. It'll let you know that you're able to, and if you want to, you hit yes. It'll tell you that that's been fully optimized and show you the balance update. Then the total systems fully optimized will be increased to 1. Okay, just to show what happens when the player is able to fully optimize all the systems. So this is set up so that this player has all of the elements in the game fully developed. So if I go 7, it'll say, would you like the upgrade? Yes, 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 yes. And that's all 4. It'll give you the epilogue message, and then it'll show the state of play at the very end. Okay, very quickly, this is what happens when the player runs out of money. This is the same for any transaction in the game, be it buying a property, upgrading, rent, or system optimization. So if the player runs out of lunar credits, like for example if they keep upgrading, you'll get this specific bankruptcy message to let you know the game's end, and then it'll display the state of play, which shows you the situation report and all the elements owned by the current player and all the elements owned by the other players. Okay, very quickly, just to show you what happens when if a player chooses to quit the game. If they press Q, it'll say, are you sure? All progress will be lost. If you choose no, it'll say a wise choice, and then bring you back to the menu. If you choose yes, it'll play a custom player quit in-game message and then display the state of play. So there's all 4 players and the elements owned by the current player and the elements owned by each of the other players.